Hello and welcome back. So what I've done here is I have put a moon in there and cleaning our brush as best we can here. Any more of this glue on it, we're going to have to change it over to a new brush, which is probably going to happen here anyway. So we're just going to, this is all in shadow over here. You're going to get a few clouds, but actually we're not looking at clouds, we're actually looking at the top of the world here. The curvature of the earth. Really cloudy. It's not really cloudy, and these alerts keep going off. We are having a severe thunderstorm here. There is a tornado warning in my county right now as I am doing this, but I am not going to stop. We're going to continue to go. We're going to roll with it. So maybe you might put some stars in there, way up in the top. So I'm thinking about. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a couple of few stars in here, and just to add a little sparkle in the right lighting, and add a little bit of excitement. And, they're easy to do, and they actually add little sparkling white lights. So it's real easy, quick here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to dab in a couple stars over here. This one, light touch. Maybe we're going to do that one. Maybe it's kind of like the Dipper here. Maybe that's what you see of the Dipper tonight, up there. Maybe it's only part of one of the constellations. And then over here, you're going to get a couple more. A little Pleiades cluster right up in here. A couple stars out over here. Now we're going to put in Planet Venus. It'll be the brightest out here. It's always the brightest star out there. It's not even a star. So right out here, we got Venus. She's just looking out, hanging out for the night. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to this green, sap green. And I'm going to use this dirty brush again, and then we're probably going to dispose of it and go with a new blender brush. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get into sap green. Now I'm choosing dark colors because it's a dark canvas. Now you can put liquid clear on it if you want to start and all that jazz and you-da hoo-da boo-da-ba. But we're going to start our landscape in here now with the dark green, sap green. If you have any suggestions for darker greens, just let me know, and I'll go buy the paints, or you know. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna tap in what we think is the start of an island out here. And we're just gonna come right up along here. It's gonna come down right along like so. Now remember your angles as you're coming. Remember all your angles as they're coming. Remember, your skyline is done, so you can tap up in there. You can put a bigger structure in there if you want. It's not going to show up until you start applying the white. You won't see much until you start applying the white. And once you start applying the white, then you'll start to see how it will take place and how you can make these beautiful, distant-looking mountain shapes. And what you want to think about right now. You think about the color, your scheme, what you're doing. Get the picture clear in your mind, whether you're sculpting, whether you're painting, whatever you're doing, whatever art you're doing. So since this is all going to be far away, so it's only going to have very few highlights. You're only going to get the highlights that you're going to get from the moon, from the light reflected. So use my really small fan brush that I really like. I love this small fan brush. It does me real good. You're not just gobbing the paint on, though. Yeah. Get the white paint on there. We're going to make a nice little chisel. We're just going to come through here and we're going to decide. We're going to decide right now what's going to be what. Where's everything going here? So where's this where's this rocky range start? Does it start here in the middle? So actually what we're going to do is we're going to start it over here on the left. And we're going to remember our light is here. So we're just going to put some little strokes up in here. Like that, see? Now we're going to pull it down like that. And we're going to pull it across. And we're going to do that again. And we're going to do it. Okay, so now this is where the moon is reflecting on this. The rest of this is shadow. You're not going to see that much anyway because it's off in the distance. Off in the distance. So we might see a little bit more reflected down along here, a little bit more of this greenish colored mountain here. And I love using all these different colors to make different colored mountains and do all the way almost up to the top of the heavens here. You pull it right down if that's what you believe in, you know. So now since we got that, now we're going to have to do something sharp and cutting over here because of the light. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this little brush. We're getting that sap green. Take this little brush that we use for the stars after we've cleaned it. We're going to dip it in that sap green. And we're just going to make this, pull this sharp now, like so. So this is our shadow. We can use a knife now. Just got a little paint, and we can use a knife to begin with. I thought of that as I was doing it. So we take our trusty little knife here. And we're just gonna pull this down. Now this is the shadow side. This is the shadow side. And remember, it's in the distance. We got a whole scenery here to paint. So, they say, if you're expecting a 20-minute, 18-minute painting process, that's not me. I don't work that way. I don't paint that way. Take my time. Put the love into it. Put my inner beauty into it so my inner beauty spreads out in the world. So since we got the light here, we can follow it all the way across. We can add little touches of white along in here. You know, we just see a little bit of this back in here. We just see a little bit of this up in here. And then it comes up like so. You tell yourself a little story. Think back to what you know, and then it comes up. Now you can't see no more because it's out of sight. So now this becomes the shadow side over here. Kind of. But not yet. Still the light because this is where the light's going to be reflected. See? So, now remember this is going to be all in the distance. So we're going to soften this up here. And then a little bit more of the sap green over here to the left. And we're going to kind of put in another one. Over here, got Hello Charlie Mountain back there, right in here. And we're dipping in our sap green. And we're going to put a little bit on the knife. And we're going to take and we're going to cut them, come along in here, and we're just going to cut like this little mountain like in here, and maybe it comes up. Maybe he thinks it's better than this guy over here. It's definitely darker. So then we're just going to kind of pull it. We're going to pull it. We're going to pull it. We're going to pull it. And then we're going to come back over here on this side. We're going to flip our hand over. We're just going to pull it. We're just going to kind of pull it. Get what you want. Get the shape you want. See? We're going to list this out here in a few minutes, so don't worry about that. See? He's just ruining this. Look what he's doing. He's ruining it. He's ruining it. He just doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I know what I'm doing. You'll know what you're doing. We all know what we're doing. So, we're going to pull this down a little bit. Now, I see we're about... We're going to start pulling this down. We want to soften all this now. See? So you can tap, tap, tap away. You can. It doesn't matter what method you use. It doesn't matter if you tap it out, tap out the bottom. The thing you have to remember is anything you want to have stay in sharply, don't touch with the brush. So you want to keep all this edge. So you touch none of it with the brush. Go up and around. Think about your angles as you're doing it. Give yourself a little story. And then we're just going to start taking the paint off here. That's really what we're doing. We're just going to start taking the paint right off here. And we're going to get a new blending brush here. I'm going to switch to a 2-inch brush here. Not an 1.5-inch brush. Have to take a break, get it out. But we're going to switch this to a dry brush. And we're just going to start. We're just going to start softening all this and pushing it all back. We're just going to push it all back as far as we want to. We're just going to push it back all the way. You know, it's got that beautiful glowing green in there. Yeah, see, that could be casted. This look. I hope you can see that. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the paint off, and I'm coming in and I'm smoothing it out. I'm taking the paint off and I'm pushing it as far back into the paint as I can push it. And this is not the entire painting. This is just a portion of the painting. That's what these blender brushes are good for. You just pick up what you need, you blend off what you want, and then you can use it over and over. You just need a clean dry towel, clean it off. You don't need to mess with all the paint thinner all the time. And I know people think, oh, that's just horrible. You can get goop wipes, everything like that, anything like that. You can get all kinds of stuff to help take the paint off during the painting process and just dry it with a paper towel. You can get industrial paper towels you can use. You're really limited by your own imagination, what you think, and how you think. You place your own limitations on yourself. Well, here we are. We got it. Maybe we don't want it any lighter. Maybe you want it a little bit lighter. Maybe you don't want it any lighter. I don't really think I want it any lighter. I think it looks beautiful the way it is. So we're going to move along. Soften that just a little bit more here in the background. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to take this Phthalo Emerald green that I just received here in the last couple of days from Meeting Paints that I ordered. I love these paints. They're nice, thick, rich. You don't need to go buy all this Bob Ross paints. I'm sure they'll get mad at me for saying that, but it is true. As long as they're thick and they stand up and they're rich and they work. They will work. So you can get, just check the paints, make sure they're not separated. Be a smart shop. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to dip into this Phthalo Emerald. Now I've been just dying to see what this is going to look like. And we're going to come along here. I'm going to start kind of in the middle here. We're going to want a blue-green looking water. And we're going for a turquoise, so this emerald color to begin with here. So what I'll do here is I'll push it back all the way, pull it back, pull it out, push it in, pull it out. You know how it goes. Pull it. Pull it. Now we don't know where our land is yet. We don't know where our water tree is yet. So don't paint it. Just going to continue to paint. We put our color on here. Remember, this is Phthalo Emerald that I'm using. And the sap green. So maybe what we want is, maybe we're going to get some mountain in here. Maybe we're going to start making this water already. See, we can do that. we're going to do is we're going to get this emerald again. And we're going to make some mountains here. Okay, I'm going to switch over knives. Let's switch over knives. I have several different styles, different types. Always depends on my hand feel, on my finger feel. I've had rheumatoid arthritis for years. Now, since I'm ambidextrous, I can load up both sides of the knife. Now, you may not be able to do that, but I can. So, I load up both sides of the knife, because I'll use both sides, right and left. So, now you got to make a decision. How big are these? Because I really don't want to wipe this out. So, you think, how big are the next set of hills, mountains? So, what we're going to do here, and we don't want to cover Venus up either. What we're going to do here is I'm going to pull a little stunt here right along the bottom. And maybe this mountain comes up like so. We can cover that star.